So there's something that's been on my mind recently. Fuck. I hate how I have postnasal drip all of the time. Like, if you have postnasal drip all of the time, can you please tell me, have you been able to mitigate that and how were you? Because this is really not fun for me. Um, yeah. Anyway, sorry, tangent. I really just wanted to talk about a sort of like system conflict that's been really long standing for me and my system, as well as just my thoughts on it. I guess that's included in sharing the system conflict. But, like, so the conflict is that there are a lot of us in here, and a lot of us have different sexual attractions and romantic attractions. Some are opposite, you would say. And then that makes me feel really sad because I really want to find love, like, so badly. Um, and I think a lot of us feel that way, but, like, me specifically, I really want to find my person. I want to fall in love, and it just makes me sad because, like, my headmates, like, especially Lucas, because, like, I view him like my gay best friend, or like we're like opposite gays and opposite gay besties, and I think of him like a brother too, and I love him. And, like, maybe that's weird for people to hear, like, I love I love essentially another part of me, like, how narcissistic. But no, I do. I love him. And so, because I love him, I want him to get what he wants out of life. I want him to feel fulfilled. I want him to find love. But, like, the majority of us would prefer to be with a woman. And I know that he would not be happy. And he already had to, like, file in the girl line for so many years because he felt so guilty about going on testosterone and having top surgery when a lot of the girls were not aware and not and like dormant, and when especially like one who doesn't want to be named realized that that's what happened. She was heartbroken and she felt like her whole life, her body was stolen, and obviously like body parts were taken from her. And so Lucas felt so guilty that he just like decided that he wasn't going to be himself anymore, because during the time when he got testosterone and had top surgery, apparently the body was just out as like a trans man, cuz that's what Lucas is. And then when, oh, I guess I can say who I am. Um, so I'm Kiara. There's like a few different ones, and we all are a little bit different, but I'm Kiara, and it was me. I feel like I was the most affected by what Lucas did, and it was really hard to realize that one, that happened, and then I had to come to terms with my parts of my body being gone, with my voice being different, my body being different, all while I had to come to terms with the fact that this is not just my life. And that was really hard for me. And I guess I'm gonna go because that was my explanation. Oh, yes. And like, Lucas felt so guilty because of how Kiara felt as a result of what he did, that he just stopped existing, well, outwardly. Like, he let like Kiara take over and live the life, like, I guess as host. I think that makes sense. Um and he resigned himself to like doing this for as long as he had hijacked the body for, and he still plans to um put the parts back, so to speak. We have to we were having to pay our ex back because we owed them some money, but we recently finished like the last payment, so we paid them entirely back. So Now Lucas can start saving for the new boobs. And all of that. So that's good. Um, but I get sad because I think about Lucas, I think about some of the other boys in our system, and like I worry that they're not going to feel happy if we end up with a woman. And I know I would feel so happy, but like to know that like my best friend like might feel unimportant or not seen or not loved or like he can't be there, like that breaks my heart. And another thing too, sorry. Someone said don't talk about me, and I was like, who is this then? And they're not the person that I was about to talk about. So I don't know if they can hear super clearly what I'm saying. They're just sort of aware that I'm talking about headmates. Okay, yeah, I got permission. So there's another part in our system, Jake, and because I'm mentioning him, I am starting to sound like him. That is wild. Anyway, uh, so Jake is like, how would you describe your sexuality? Oh, hetero-flexible. Okay. Um, and for some reason, like he's close and it's clouding my ability to think through things. Sorry. Um, ooh,
I think it's just easier if I say it. Jasmine's feeling a lot of compassion because she's afraid that if we date a woman, they might not be interested in men. And according to her, I don't read as a woman, I read pretty masculine. And so her worry is that if we date a woman who's like a lesbian, she's not going to be attracted to me just based off of the energy that I exude. And then another one of her points is even funnier. She's like, wait, if me and all the sapphics are like subs and we want a dom, but Jake's a dom and doms typically don't want to be dommed, is he never going to get any? And I need to assure her that is not a big deal to me. That's not like, that's not the end of the world. And ultimately, I feel pretty disconnected from this body and from this external life. I feel like I more so exist to guide the others in specific ways. Like I manage finances and help problem solve on things. But yeah, I guess I needed to front and share that. For some reason it was making it hard. Oh, I am becoming Jasmine, aren't I?
turns out, yeah. Um, so yeah, that's Jake. He got trapped in a cave for like a million years. Not a million. How many? Like 8 or something? God, the inner world is hilarious sometimes. Um, sorry, I'm getting like jumbled. So I worry about that a lot. Another thing I worry about too is like, this is Daisy now. I just wanted to share because I know we're talking about relationships, and so I feel this is sort of related. Um, I'm worried that we're gonna date someone who just says really insensitive things, and I just don't want to deal with that. Like, we briefly dated someone who just made comments often that were just kind of hurtful, and like if it was once in a while and then we could talk about it and find closure and figure out how they could stop saying those things, then I would be like, awesome, like this can work, this is sustainable. But it was a lot more often than I felt comfortable with. Like, for example, like I told him that I definitely probably have DID. Like I said, these are all the things I experience. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. I did not just watch a TikTok or read one article and then go, I have DID. No, I did tons of research. I talked to lots of different people. before I confidently said it, I asked my therapist, can I say I have this? And she said yes. So like he knew that. And I sort of felt like he treated me like a circus act or a zoo animal in that respect. Because like I said I have DID, and the next thing he said was like, "Oh, that's really cool. I have a friend whose special interest is people with DID." And I'm like, "What? That's a really weird special interest to have. This is like a debilitating condition." Like you know those ice cream cupcakes that like they fill the center with ice cream? That's me, but I'm, instead of ice cream, I'm full of shame and misery. Like, to have DID is to be a cupcake full of shame and misery. Like, how is that anybody's special interest? It's definitely not mine. Like, anyway, that felt a little dehumanizing and weird to hear. And then we were hanging out once, and I guess like others in my system had been talking to him, and then I switched in. And I talked to him for like a few sentences, and then he said, "You just got a lot more autistic all of a sudden." And like I just stared at him like this. Are you serious right now? Do you think that's how brains work? It's a neurological condition. I don't, what? And then the other thing too is like, so I'm autistic and I have DID, not diagnosed, but I feel like I have to say that every time. But definitely probably do. Everything I'm dealing with seems to align. Um sorry, zoning out. But like all of the different alters, the autism is going to present itself differently depending on who is fronting. Like I feel that I get a lot of the flat affect, the monotone voice, the I really struggle to intuit what people want from me, like point blank. There's others in the system who are a lot better at that, who can pretty much intuit what others want. I can't do it at all. Um, and then there's like others in the system who have like the opposite end. They like are super expressive, like are like a cartoon character almost. Not that there aren't cartoon characters who have flat affect, because that's definitely a thing too, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Um, I guess I don't have anything else to share at this moment, so. But I do! So, um, oh, my brain feels a little scrambled. I shouldn't have whipped my head around like that, but sometimes I just do. Um, yeah, that was, that relationship with that guy that Daisy was mentioning, that was really weird. It wasn't really a relationship. It was just like a few dates and hangouts. But like it's wild to, and that's the thing with DID. It can hurt your feelings because even if people around you don't necessarily know you have DID, you can tell based off of how they respond over time to different alters, like as a part, if they like you more or less than the others. And that can be really hurtful. Like for example, like okay, I was gonna share about one of the Kiaras, but I think she wants to share herself. Yeah. So, I was the Kiara. I know it's confusing. There's a bunch of different Kiaras. We have like the same base traits, but a few things different. I was aware of the other one that was speaking in the same video. She's a little more introverted. I'm more of an extrovert. But yeah, I overheard like my mom say that she really loves to spend time with Lucas the other day, and like although I'm happy that like he got that recognition, and that because I know that like we all have a very complicated relationship with our mom where we haven't always felt like she's liked us or understood us. It made me feel a little sad because like I don't think she's ever said that like about me specifically, and um it just made me start thinking about like all of the traits that Lucas possesses and like what he's like and how I'm not that way. And feeling like, do I need to be like that? Should I be more like Lucas? Will people like me more? And I know that's not healthy, but I've felt like my whole life I've been, well, me specifically, I've always identified with chameleons. And I think I'm going to cry a little bit because we're like tofu. I'm such a chronic people pleaser. And I've always I'm like, what do you need? I'll be that. And it's not even something that I do deliberately. It feels like it's built into me, like I'm a chameleon. What do you need? Like I touch your cheek, what do you need, sweetie? And then all of a sudden, like, I'm you. And it's sad because I don't know. It felt like I wanted my mom to be like that with me. And like right before Lucas had started talking to her, I was talking to her, and just like I could tell the chemistry wasn't really the same. Like we sort of miss each other. And I don't know, I think part of it is like I'm really girly. And maybe my mom like isn't so much, and I don't know, a lot of the stuff that I talk about I feel that she can't necessarily relate to. Like I was gushing about Somerville and how I really liked the neighborhood that apartment was in, and how like connected I would be, and how there's so many people, and I straight up just started singing like the song from Frozen, like the window is open, so is that door. And I don't know, I'm like sometimes I feel like I am like a bit of a Disney princess. I mean, obviously like 3D human woman, but I don't know. I think I'm weird, maybe. You're not weird, Kiara. You're not weird. And if you are, you're the good kind of weird. Thank you.